Hello, my name is Ronan.
And my name's Alex. You join us here at London Gatwick. We're just about to head over to Madrid as our first stop with Iberia Express in their business class.
On board their A320. So come along with us and let's see what it's all about. Iberia does leave from the South Terminal here at Gatwick. It's a little bit of a walk from the drop-off area, but the travelator was out of use, and here we are just arriving into the South Terminal. Plenty of airlines do fly from here, including British Airways. Although if you are travelling British Airways, you would turn left here, whereas for Iberia, you need to turn right along the lines of where KM Malta fly from and also TUI. There's quite a lot of check-in desks, and it wasn't that busy when we were travelling in regards to the actual airport. There were some very long lines for certain flights, especially the flight heading down on Air Peace. As you can tell, on the left is a small Iberia check-in desk. It's staffed by British Airways agents, although there's one business class check-in desk and only two for economy. As you can tell, there's a bit of a queue there. So again, it's just an interesting one in terms of Iberia don't do self-bag drops, so there's a massive queue for economy.
Well, I mean, they didn't use it in Madrid, so I'm not surprised they haven't. But, I mean, it's only how many flights is there to Madrid?
A few a day.
Yeah, so it's probably not worth them installing them.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's the economy though line. I wouldn't want to be stood in that because that's at least 30 minutes. After check-in, you head right up to the departure and security, and there's actually an escalator right at the end. And it's the escalator closest to the security lanes, so it doesn't take long at all. And if you are travelling business class with Iberia, or you have status with a One World Alliance, you are able to use the fast-track security. Security was a breeze, we were few in about 5 minutes. Here, you want to turn left. This allows you to avoid duty-free, which saves so much time, and it allows you to pop out directly on the top level where the British Airways lounge is. Here you can see the terminal was rather busy, although we whisked ourselves right through all the people and headed down into the British Airways lounge. They do have a first class lounge here, even though they do not have any first class flights from British Airways. This is mainly for those gold and gold guest list holders. On arrival, the person at the lounge did seem a little bit confused that we had Iberia boarding passes, although she checked with a colleague, and here we are entering the club lounge. The ceilings are a little bit low as you enter, although there was plenty of seating. Great if you're in a couple or a two, or even if there's a group of you like there was for us. Here we are, heading round the lounge. Plenty of seating, as we said before. You've got lots and lots of space, and even though there was still holiday flights going, and this was filmed at the beginning of September, there was still plenty of room. Upstairs there was some more space. Apparently they opened when it was busy, and it was open today, although I would not recommend being up here unless you more for the quiet, because there is no views. You're looking at a wall whilst you're up here. So let's head down onto the lounge again. We decided to have a full walk around. There's panoramic views really of the whole of Gatwick. You can look at the runway, you can look at the South terminal stands, and here's some food. So plenty of fruit. They had grapes, a fruit salad, and some mango. The pastries were divine, and I certainly had one or two of those. Looking down at the breakfast items, there was toast, muffin, bacon, sausages, scrambled egg, baked beans, mushrooms, and fried tomatoes. I would say it was an adequate offering here. Looking over at the wines and beer selection and alcohol selection, there was plenty of vodkas, including a few flavours of Ciroc, which is always nice to see, some gins, but there was plenty of alcohol, so if you were wanting to have a vodka at that time, you certainly could. Heading down to the toilets, these are at the sort of rear of the lounge, next to where there's a child's play area, which is great, I guess, if you do have kids. So I guess we're going to wrap it up here, and let's see what myself and Alex thought on the day of the lounge. So here we go. So we're here just finishing our time in the British Airways Galleries Lounge at the South Terminal at Gatwick. If you do have access with a business ticket or status with One World Airlines, it's certainly worth a trip here. You can ask for champagne. We didn't have any, but the breakfast was a competent offering. It's nothing wow, and the interior is very pleasant. It's better than being stuck in the terminal.
Yeah, so I'd say some really good views of the airport. You can see all the planes lining up to take off. On the kind of the main floor as you come in. If you're on the upper floor, it's a bit dark and gloomy, so wouldn't go up there unless you're really struggling to find seats on this floor. In terms of food offering, I'd say it is okay, but nothing wow. I mean, the sausage as part of the breakfast was a bit disappointing in my honest opinion. Hash browns are a bit on the small side, but it's good enough, I suppose. But yeah, the drinks have been all right, I think, so far. Yeah.
The Prosecco. But yeah, we'll join you on the A320 Iberia Express. So we were all the way down at gate 24, so it was a little bit of a walk because this is right down at the end of one of the piers here at Gatwick. There was a little bit of confusion. Everyone seemed to want to be on the aircraft first. Group 1 seemed to be quite a lot of people from here. And it was a bit of a weird gate. It had like a little wheelchair. So here we are boarding the Iberia Express A320. Upon boarding, it was a little bit slow to get on. Although once we were in, we saw this really interesting bulkhead which had a window, so it felt very low cost and not very premium. So here we are, just on the taxi out, and here's that airpiece with a BA One World livery. Here's the takeoff roll, so I'll let you enjoy this, and I'll see you once we're in the air.
Just on the climb out now, out Gatwick, 1 hour behind schedule. Quick little seat tour. So it's kind of the normal seats you get in economy here, but you get the middle seats blocked out, and you can store. Well, the crew on this flight allowed us to store bags and personal belongings in the seat for takeoff. I'm guessing you can do the same for landing. There's a coach up here, which I'm not quite sure the point. I don't quite understand the point of it, because I suppose if you can't store anything on it for takeoff or landing, I guess you're not going to take your coat off during the flight, really, are you? And then put it on then. But yeah, leg room is all right. You're a bit restricted by this, but it's not like, I mean, it's a short flight, so it's not the end of the world. There is Wi-Fi available. Well, I say Wi-Fi available. There's a Wi-Fi network you can connect to, and you can view the flight map as well as the onboard shop, and there's some entertainment options on there as well. Although you did have to sign up and accept their marketing emails, so just bear that in mind. You might want to put a dummy email address in there. But in terms of seat, table comes out like this. There we go, someone's had their breakfast on it. Goes away like that. And there's recline as well, which I won't do to annoy other people, but when we got on, we found the seats were already reclined, which was interesting, so I don't think it's probably something to chat very much. Yes, and of course there's power sockets. We've got a universal plug down there, as well as standard USB charging.
So the initial drinks round has just appeared. Juice and water was on offer. Although the orange juice does have water in it, bits in it, so that will be interesting for me. So the drinks round has just come now. Went for a Coke Zero, which they no caffeine. A white wine is there, and Alex also went for the same, although there was a little bit of turbulence, so they were falling apart. It is an omelette for the main course, so we'll see what that's like, so we'll join you once the food's out. So here we go, we've got our breakfast. They did give a sweet treat on the bread roll, which is quite nice. Looking down, we've got the omelette. We've got sort of like some yoghurt here and some fruit. So while you're with me, let's open cutlery. Is metal cutlery, of course, although it's not a very soft napkin, so it's a bit hard on there. So I'll try the omelette for you all. And there's a bit of bacon there, some mushrooms. Gosh, messy for me. Very nice. We'll give you a review at the end after we've both eaten, and we'll let you know what it's like.
So, fruit was nice, yogurt was nice, a bit different with some seeds in it. The omelette thing was alright as well, which came with mushrooms and bacon. I gave my bacon to Roland as it was quite greasy, and my stomach doesn't do very well with very, very greasy things. So I thought I'd be safe because we're in Upper Bay and I'm getting you another Bay. just on the bread now, this is a bit hard in all honesty. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm hoping that's going to be a bit nicer. I think the only other comment is it's a bit weird having breakfast at it's about 1 o'clock now, Spanish time. I mean, even if we departed on time, it would have been lunchtime, Spanish time, so it's kind of a bit odd, but it's better than nothing. But I suppose we'll get tapas on the next flight on the CRJ if we make the connection to Madrid.
I think what Alex just said, we are off onto the CRJ next, so if you are interested in looking and watching what the one of the smallest commercial aircraft really in Europe's like, do stay tuned and see sort of one of the regional jets that you don't see much, especially in the UK. So do stay tuned. If you are interested, do click that subscribe button and the like button, because there's plenty more coming up. So yeah, so just summarising our flight here with Iberia. I think we paid sort of about £250 each for the ticket. Well worth it at the moment, even though we've got a little bit of a delay here. It's still certainly worth it. So yeah, crew were really friendly, really proactive, had a few drinks already, white wines, 2 Coke 00, so they even do caffeine-free Coke 0. So yeah, it's been a pleasure to be on board, and I would recommend them, and I think for the value for money comparing to other even low-cost airlines during the peak, even though we're out of the school holidays, it's now the peak time for people that don't have kids. So yeah, for me it was a 8 out of 10.
So I think I have to agree with Ronan, 8 out of 10 as well. When you compare this to other options that are available, like Ryanair, Jet2, etc., you probably are looking at about £250 when you've added your bags on anyway. So the fact that we've got a free meal along with a couple of bottles of wine, Coke 00s, and also lounge access as well, I think it's kind of a no-brainer if you're flying to Alicante, although you do have the via Madrid part, which is what we're doing now. So if you don't mind the, I guess, slight inconvenience of going via Madrid, then yeah, I'd definitely say do this option.
So here we are arriving at Madrid, and if you are interested in seeing what Iberia's CRJ Business Class product for short haul and domestic flights in Spain's like, please do click that like and subscribe button. That video will be released next week, so do keep your eyes peeled. And if you are interested in us doing any more flights from Europe, please do type in the comments what you're most interested in. And also, what did you think of Iberia Express? Was the business class okay for the cost? Which for us was a total of around £300 return to Alicante. And remember, that does include luggage. So until next time, we'll see you then. said it. There you go. So I can do the video. Oh yeah. No, you wait.